Good afternoon, you are live on air and it's time for Windy News at 12. Coming up, Bawumia launches Mind Credit Score to boost financial inclusion, and Mahama Ayariga accuses Afenyo Markin of focusing on majority leader title over business in parliament. And on the international arena, Botswana to legalize undocumented Zimbabwe, says president. These and many more we have coming your way on Windy News. Name is Nana Ama Nyameke Baini. Now the news in detail. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has launched the National Credit Scoring System, also known as Mind Credit Score, yesterday, saying it's a major move to increase financial inclusion and further the formalization of Ghana's economy. This innovative project intends to revolutionize Ghanaians' access to credit by offering a simplified cashless method of making purchase and encouraging a responsible financial culture. The Mind Credit system, created in partnership with the private sector, presents a credit scoring methodology intended to facilitate citizens' access to finance and loans.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I am thrilled to join you for this momentous occasion to take a step forward in building a dynamic credit economy for Ghana and for all Ghanaians. This occasion represents yet another chapter in our nation's ambitious journey toward financial inclusion. The lack of a credit information system therefore increases the risks of lending and causes financial institutions to provide less credit. A credit reporting system in Ghana would provide timely, accurate, and up-to-date information on the debt profile and repayment history of borrowers and would lead to a number of benefits, including the reduction of information asymmetry between borrowers and lenders, enabling financial institutions to make informed decisions about the allocation of credit.
Away from that, Boko Central MP Mahama Ayariga has openly criticized the leader of the New Patriotic Party caucus in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo Markin, accusing him of prioritizing his title over advancing government business in Parliament. Mr. Ayariga's comment followed the majority caucus absence from a parliamentary session they themselves had requested, which led Speaker Alban Babin to adjourn Parliament in frustration.
Because yesterday, even if whatever happens, Speaker said, look, we have the numbers are business. Numbers are need is to take a decision. So our government business are now a pay. If he was serious, in fact, he should have demonstrated to Ghanaians that it is not about no personal position as majority leader that worries him, that it is the business of Ghanaians that worries him. He would have actually carried Ghanaians along yesterday with him by saying, look, the issue about my number, whether I'm majority leader or minority leader, for me, it's not as important as government business. So media, gallery to introduce government business so that you expedite our business now. Maybe never yet, because government business is more important than maybe position as whether majority or minority.
Now we'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, it's news at 12.
As we venture forth into the grand arena of the 2024 general election, where we shall cast our votes to determine the guiding force of our beloved nation, We implore each and every one of us
to prioritize our dear motherland above the divisive realms of political parties and their charismatic figures. In this crucial moment, we find ourselves with no alternative but to embrace the resounding call for peace.
Let us consciously opt for peace, for it is the noble choice
that surpasses the destructive powers of violence and warfare.
I am Priscilla Akwabwa, a level 200 geography student from the University of Education, Winneba. I stand for peace.
My name is Emmanuel Tameza, a level 300 geography student from the University of Education, Winneba. I consciously opt for peace.
Hey there, welcome to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. Seated right in front of you is Ampon Besmaku, for short Ampon B. Here we say we are the ultimate in campus radio. I entreat you all to be listening to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. And your Radio Unibe, forget about it.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. The British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, has emphasized Ghana's effort to empower women as well as the two countries' close ties and shared democratic principles. She commended Ghana's recent progress in gender equality, particularly the enactment of the Affirmative Action and Gender Equality Act, which calls for women to hold 40% of public positions, when speaking to guests at the King's birthday celebration in Accra. Executive Director of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, COP Mame Yatiwa Adodankwa, has described the increasing difficulties in detecting and preventing fraud. In order to detect fraudulent activity and preserve the integrity of public financial management, she emphasized the critical role those forensic technologies play. Speaking passionately at the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, Ghana Chapter's second annual conference, Mrs. Adodankwa emphasized that fraud in the public sector is more prevalent than ever in the financial landscape. But with smart tactics, forensic equipment, and resolute leadership, we will stay ahead of the game. Now we go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we go to the international arena. Now on the international arena, Botswana's new president has told the BBC that he wants undocumented Zimbabweans to be legalized by granting them temporary work and residence permit. Duma Buku told the BBC Africa Daily Post before his historic inauguration on Friday. Botswana hosts the world's second largest community of Zimbabweans fleeing their country's economic woes, and they are often resented with deportation taking place daily. The decision is not likely to be popular in the diamond-rich Southern African nation, but Buku has just unseated the ruling party that was in power for 58 years, said it was part of his plans to revive the economy. And the head of U.S. Central Bank has hit back at speculations that his post might be in jeopardy as Donald Trump prepares to assume in Washington, D.C. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said he would not step down if Trump asks that it's not permitted under law for the White House to force him out. Mr. Powell was responding to questions from reporters at a press conference after the bank announced a cut to borrowing costs, lowering the Fed's key lending rate to the range of 4.5% to 4.75%. Now, before we end the news, let's take a break. Now, a revisit of the stories that made headlines. Bawumia launches My Credit Score to boost financial inclusion, and Mahama Ayarega accuses Afenyo Markin of focusing on majority leader title over government business. And on the international arena, Botswana to legalize undocumented Zimbabwe, says President. And that will be all for today's news at 12 on Windy News. Thank you for doing the listening. My name is Nana Ama Nyamike Baini. Have a good afternoon.